Hey guys, Jochen here, welcome to my channel. Since I mentioned that I do my portrait editing with Luminar, you have shown some interest in how it works for me. Today I'm finally sharing my portrait editing workflow with you. So let's go! First things first, don't forget to click the subscribe button below. That would help me a lot to continue making videos like this. For all of you that never heard of Luminar, it's a universal photo editing software for Windows and Mac. It can be used as a plugin, for example in Lightroom or the Mac Photos app. But it is also a standalone software with multiple features. For non-professional customers, a main advantage is that there is no monthly or annual plan to pay for. It's a software you buy once for the actual price of I think 89 euros, own it and then only pay for major updates. The user interface has been simplified with version 4, so that in my opinion even beginners will have no problem getting started. And then there are tools you've probably heard of and for which Luminar is quite famous at the moment. Some of the existing filters use so-called artificial intelligence, for example to exchange the sky in a picture or improve the skin in portraits. And that brings us to the topic, because I usually only need image processing in connection with portraits. And I would like to show you today why Luminar saves me a lot of work with the AI tools. While the program starts, I should maybe mention that I am not paid for this video by anyone. And that's all I can say, because Luminar starts incredibly fast. By the way, I'm working on a 2017 iMac 3.4 GHz quad-core Intel Core i5 with 32 GB of RAM. Luminar 4 always starts with the status I left it on when I last used it. In this case, I'm in the folder in which I last worked. This is the folder area that represents the structure of folders and subfolders on your hard drive. So you are the master of this area alone, where you can create a folder structure within Luminar or directly on your hard drive. There you can also put the images. Luminar will recognize all image-related content here. By the way, if you are a Fuji user like me, Luminar can perfectly handle the Fuji RAW files, even if you choose lossless compressed inside your camera. But I don't want to bore you with a deeper explanation of this or the Luminar GUI. My focus today is on showing you guys what Luminar is capable of regarding portrait editing. So let's pick this picture, this image here, from my shooting with the wonderful Henny and start editing it. Therefore, I will double click the image and Luminar automatically opens it in single view mode. Next thing to do is switching from the library to the Edit tab. To make my changes easier to control, I don't touch the basic image layer here, but I will create a new adjustment layer for every group of changes I will be doing. So first of all, I will create a new adjustment layer and rename it to, for example, Basic. What I almost always do is to have a look at basic light and contrast. I think this specific image here needs both. So the Essentials tab seems to be the right thing here. And with the light tool, I can change my image for the better with some simple adjustments on these sliders. I will put a little more exposure here. Let's put it to 3. We can just raise the smart contrast, for example, to 24 and add some highlights, let's say an 8, and darken the shadows a little bit. Let's put this to -13. I can always have a look at my changes by clicking the eye here, using the slider tool with the before and after effect. Or I can simply disable my adjustment layer by unchecking it with this little checkbox here. Speaking of layers, let's create another one. And this time for the retouching. I will concentrate today on the AI tools, but of course you have also tools for cropping, erase or clone and stamp, the classic tools for doing retouching. But within my new layer I will use tools from the Portrait tab here. First of all, the AI Skin Enhancer. Henny Skin fortunately does not need much enhancement, but let's see what happens. With these tools you can only change the amount via this slider, like this, and I would go to a value of maybe 55. If I go much higher, the result does not look natural to me. You can also add the skin defects removal option by selecting this little checkbox here, but with Henny it's no further improvement. So the AI Skin Enhancer is the first real nice and quick portrait tool in Luminar. Next is the Portrait Enhancer, and as you can see, this tool also consists only of some sliders. Let's have a look. Maybe you have been wondering why I did not put the exposure of the image a little higher before. It was because of this face light option here. If I put this higher, let's say we will put this to 25, and only the face will be lit up and the rest of the image stays the same. We did not use a flash, so red eye removal is not needed here. But the next three options regarding eye improvement are really nice. Let's use them carefully and put, for example, the eye whitening to something like 15, maybe 16. The eye enhancer is giving more details in the eye of our model, so let's put this one to maybe 35. And the dark circles remover is for faces where the party of last night left its traces. This is not the case with Henny, of course, but let's put this to maybe 55. I rarely use the next two options, slim face and enlarge eyes, even if they do a good job. But for me it's more natural to leave these at 0. The structure of the eyebrows is improved with the next slider here. Let's put this one maybe to 20, because Henny already has beautiful eyebrows. And last but not least, we have 4 sliders for improvements of the lips and the teeth. Let's play around with these. I will give something to the lips saturation, the lips redness, lips darkening, and we don't see very much of the teeth, but let's see if Luminar is capable of this, and it is. As you can see, there is a little whitening going on, but I will put this down to 25 maybe. So we are leaving the Portrait Enhancer already and have a look at the autumn effect, which is really famous for soft portrait looks. You can choose here between 2 types, and then there is an amount slider and an advanced settings option. I will do it the simple way by dragging the slider, and I will put it to, let's say, we have to be careful here, to let's say 15. And that's all. I'm done with my adjustments to the picture. Let's have a look at the changes again by clicking on the eye on top of the image, and as you can see, all these simple and small adjustments together have a huge impact on the quality of my image. But it's still very natural looking, at least in my opinion, and it's no plastic Barbie bullshit. My next steps would be to create 2 more layers, maybe one for the black and white conversion if it's needed, and one for example, a look that Luminar has plenty to buy or download for free. I created one look based on an online tutorial I found about the bleach bypass effect that is, as you all know, coming to the next Fujifilm X-T4 as a film simulation. So okay, let's do it. I create a last adjustment layer here, and then I click on the looks button, and I simply choose my bleach bypass look, and then it is added to all my changes, and I can change the amount of it by changing this little slider. And let's put this maybe to 60. So the look has been stapled on top of all my adjustments. And with all these techniques, you have maximum control about your image settings. You don't have to destroy the basic RAW file, and the retouching of the portrait is taking maybe 25% of the time it did with everything done manually in Photoshop or in Lightroom. This is great, isn't it? This is something I really love about Luminar, the simpleness of the tools. If you have any questions on my Luminar 4 workflow or any other topic, feel free to write me in the comments below. I usually answer within a few hours. And don't forget to give me a like, and please subscribe to my channel. Switch on the notifications so that you don't miss any more videos. That's it for today. Take care of yourself. Have a good time. Ciao.